Hello and welcome back to card. We're going to do card 2 and 3 now in this session. Okay, and I'll share the ones that I've made here. Now this one was like my first one and it was a little bit of a work in progress. There's room for improvement, and this is why I've given you spare, because I didn't do very good blending, and this one I'm a lot happier with it. So I'm just going to show you how to try and have a go doing this technique. You will need 2 pieces. Well, let's just start with one, but we're going to use the shimmer. So we'll take 1 piece, and this is where you will need your kitchen roll and an aqua brush, etc. So I'm just finding my aqua brushes, but I have got how can I only find 2 out of there? I have got so these are the ones that we sell. Now, if you bought these from me, Karen, you might think, I can't open it to put the water in. It's weird. It twists the opposite way to what you'd expect it to. So, we're not going to wet our paper or anything like that. I've also got my kitchen roll. We're not going to wet our paper. What we are going to do is, I've given you 3 sponges. I forgot to tell you about that in the welcome video. And we're going to start to use our ink pads. Now, I have assigned an ink pad, a sponge to each ink pad. And it's really important that you keep those to each one. Okay. Now, this technique is not for the perfectionist. Okay, these are inky techniques. I suppose it's a bit like, you know, when you do tie-dye, every time you do it, this will look different. So it's not for the perfectionist crafter, this technique. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I've got my ink pads open and I've got my sponges with the relevant one. Okay, in fact, I'll put the sponges here. Do I need to zoom out a little bit? Maybe. Yeah? Okay. And don't knock your water over. Let me just have a drink. Okay. I'm going to start with the lightest one. And really, this is just a work in progress thing. So I'm going to rub some mint in the middle in a circular. Take some ink off first, yeah? So when you dab it, your ink pad will probably be a lot juicier than mine. Take some ink off first and just rub in a circle. So you do have to move pretty quickly, otherwise, can you see here, I'd got too much in one area. Now, we are getting an amazing new product in January called blending brushes, and they are going to be amazing for this technique. A little bit too late for us today, but they would have been amazing. So I'm just going to do, and I don't mind that there's a nice little white bit in the middle there. So I'm starting with the lightest one, and then I'm going to go to Bermuda. I'm going to take, this is really dark compared, so I'm taking quite a bit off, and I'm just gently applying, and I'm going around now. Now remember, I don't want to go too far down because I want it to be like snow. Just check your fingers, because I want it to be like snow, yeah? So I've gone round with the Bermuda. Okay, and put that there. And then this is very, very dark, so we're going to take quite a bit off and lightly go to the edge. And start to, I suppose this is going to look like space, you know, like a really you know, when like the Northern Lights, that's what it's like. That's what I'm trying to, yeah, we're trying to make the Northern Lights, you know. That looks a bit like the Northern Lights, yeah? That's what we're trying to do, our very own. So we can do some down here as well, because you can always add more on, can't you? But you can't take it off once you've put it on. Okay, So that looks fairly light at the minute. Yeah. Compared to this one that I did here. Yeah. Looks fairly sophisticated, I suppose. That's a bit more grungy. So what you can do is then you can go back on with your Bermuda. I'm taking some off, but you can then build it up. I do love the Bermuda Bay. It's giving a bit of a jade look to it. Yeah, so I'm building it up. I want this lightness in the middle. Oh, look, I've put too much there now, and I've got one of those blobs. But never mind, never mind. We'll just try and blend it in with a sponge. Press quite hard. And it's getting really dark now and a bit green. It's a bit ocean-like now. Yeah. Oh, it's getting atmospheric. So look at that. Yeah. And then let's take a bit more navy and see if we can blend that Bermuda in a bit and get a bit of navy on it. I'm really happy with that, actually. Really happy with that. Do I want a bit in the middle? There. Okay, now I'm going to shut my ink pads up now. So what you can do now, I'm going to show you different ways. If you've got one of these water brushes, I would take the medium one and I would squeeze it so you can see the water on your hand. I don't know if I've got any water left in. So the water is flowing, and then I would flick this, so tap the end of, so like that, and then tap it over the project, yeah? Might take a few goes to get going. In fact, I think I might need to squeeze it a bit more. Yeah, there wasn't enough water. Ah, can you see it there? So I've done 1, 2, 3. Squeeze it a bit more. And then what I'm going to do is take my kitchen roll and just lay it down on there and press like that. Oh, and then look at the effect. How do we like that? Can you see the northern lights? Okay, so that's doing it that way with the tapping the brush. You could do the same by dipping a little, in like a children's paintbrush, in the glass of water. Or you can put your fingers in. This is really messy. And flick with your fingers. And then come back. Oh, yeah. I think I might need to get another piece. Look at that. Some big flicks there. And can you see the paper shimmering, shining through? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that to one side. Now, your first one might not have gone as well as you wanted to, so you can carry on and do another one. I'm just going to do exactly the same and chat away with you, because we're just making two exactly the same. But let's just see how different they turn out. So you do have 3 pieces of the shimmer. Just make sure your page isn't wet. I'm going to start again with the mint. I want to say I did get the idea for this project, some of these projects, from my lovely team member Kylie, who did some amazing projects with this and inspired me. So thank you, Kylie. So I've done a lot of mint again there. Now I'm not going to re-ink this. I'm going to see if there's any left from before. Oh, and look, there's a little bit. There's a little bit. Same with this. Let's see. Okay, let's open those ink pads. Oh, I think I've done a bit too much there, but never mind. Let's keep moving it, keep it moving. So you got to do quite a quick action here, like a buffing, you know, like one of those buffing machines for doing the floor. Like, keep it moving. I've got quite a bit of ink gathered there, so that's nice. I'm liking that. And then let me take my navy. Oh, look, I've got a bit of a... You see what I mean about every time it will look different, every single time. It's just like every... Oh, that's a bit... Rub it in, rub it in. Every day the sky's different, isn't it? I'm going to put some more Bermuda on there because it makes me happy. Bermuda it up. And as I say, if you're happy with your efforts, you can make all 3 cards with this. Do I need any more navy? There's a bit there. I've gone a bit darker, I think, with this one. Yeah, I've really gone to town now. Yeah. Oh, Julie, a bit too much there now. Oh well, never mind. We'll get some navy on it. And I think I put too much on there. So really do make sure you tap a lot of the ink off, especially as your ink pads will be brand new. Some of you. Right, look at that. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to do all flicking from the glass with my fingers. I'm just going to check that I've got a bit of kitchen roll that's dry, actually. Yeah, that piece is okay. Oh, that's a lot. I think there's enough on there, Jules. Oh, these are going to be big splotches. Uh-oh, they're going to be massive. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's a right snowy scene. That's like, I think I did a bit much flicking there, but that's like galactic size snowballs coming down. I can't believe I nearly just drunk that water then. I put it in my mouth to have it actually to have a drink. Oh dear. There's my galactic size snowballs. So I'm back here with this one, which I love. I absolutely love this one. Now you can choose what you want to do. What's really nice about this set is thinking of you at Christmas, which I think particularly for this year is lovely. It's a lovely sentiment. So if you've someone who's on their own or has lost a loved one or is struggling, then that's a really lovely stamp. And I've just seen how cute are these little stars and that little snowflake. I didn't even spot those before. They are like the tiniest stamp. That's like the tiniest stamp I've ever seen. So the thinking of you at Christmas is lovely, or you can just do a Merry Christmas. And it's a really nice, simple Merry Christmas, this. And I think it looks nice sat under the hill. So I'm going to take my Memento ink pad again. And I'm going to ink up the trees. And remember, they're wider than the... Oh, I've not done my mat. I've not got my mat there, but never mind. Let's go for it. So decide where you want your trees. I want to do mine where the sort of sky would join. Yeah, like that. Oh, I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas. I always have a practice. It's a bit inked up at the top, is that one? Let's have a practice. Yeah, it's a bit more inked at the top anyway. I'll go for it. Let's stamp that there. Oh, that's all right. Yep, really simple but effective card. Now just make sure your hands aren't filthy. Mine are a little bit suspicious, so I'm not going to stick this to my card blank now. I'm going to wash my hands after I've finished doing all the inky stuff. But basically, I would just then stick that to my Night of Navy card base. And you can see the shimmer in there. I'm really, really pleased with the Northern Lights card. Shall we do the Galactic one as well? Maybe my flicking skills were just too much. So we'll stamp that there like that. And then let's take the Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Ta-da. And that's 2 cards done. That would then stick to the Night of Navy card base. You could use different blues and greens with it, but I just thought these worked well together. So that's going to stick there like that once I've got clean hands. Okay. So there are cards, projects 2 and 3, yeah. And it looks like it's probably about 10 to 3. So I'm going to let you get those finished and get yourself cleaned up and get some new kitchen roll if you can, please. And at 3 o'clock we shall go on to well, that's card 2 and 3, project 4 and project 5. But as I said, you still have enough stuff to make another card if you want to. So I've gone through this quite quick, but you can take your time with it. I did forget to say you can pause and rewind this at any point. I'll look at the state of the grid paper now. You can pause and rewind at any point. So the next video will be live at 3 o'clock.